Astounding Readers Book Club. Snow Outside, Stories Inside is the title of our book. But today is a fun day. We are going to be doing the journal to our book. Hello, Paula. Welcome everyone. Welcome to our watchers and our book club members. I'm glad to see a few others. I started a minute or two early. We'll give the others time to come in. And I'm going to sort my papers here in the order I want them for our journal. I have so many awesome ones here that I want to get them to where I want to put them all. These are kind of backgrounds for the journal is what I'm looking at right now. But to start out with, I have, hello Mimi, welcome. The best dreams happen when you're awake. Believe you can and you're halfway there. Hello, Queen Bee. Welcome, Ashley. Shanika, hello, blessings, my dear friend. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Happiness is a warm puppy. Oh, isn't that true? It's kind of fun to do the impossible. The best revenge is to master success. All right, y'all. I have my journal right here for Snow Outside, Stories Inside. And I printed up the very first design. I had made this. And I am going to make it part of my journal because I had made this. And that is when I found out A Snow Child was written by under Alaska winter. And so I could not use that. And I got thinking for my writers, what would be, it is winter time. We are writing a story. And so I went ahead and filed for Snow Outside, Stories Inside. And no one has a book like that. So I was able to get that. Shanika said hugs to Mimi, Ashley, and Paula. And I brought a couple of my little scissors here just to make designs in the ones. But I thought I do want to make this part of it because it was the first thing I picked. And I had wanted it to be about a family with a child, but that was already taken. And so I love the way we have done our book. And I printed out some other copies. And I'm using my brown envelope also because I want to write all the names. I do want to share some news with everyone. Miss Anna had to drop out. She's having, that's her business, but there are some things going on with Miss Anna, and she just can't keep up with the book. So she asked me if she could bow out, and I told her, yes, you may. I mean, so that leaves 6 of us now that are writing the book, but I still want to put everyone in the envelope. So what I want to do for my journal first is to put our actual Astounding Readers Book Club. We meet every Wednesday at 1 p.m. And the title of our book is Snow Outside, Stories Inside. So I definitely want to put that right here. And what I'd like to do is I love the background of this, so I'm not going to put anything on there. But I definitely want the title of our book and what time we meet every Wednesday like clockwork. The writers and I are on here, and I'm going to add my little envelope of all the writers that started with us and the ones who also had to bow out. And I'm a little sad when someone has to bow out, but they gotta take care of what they gotta take care of. So that's okay. I just hope I don't end up writing the book by myself. How many of you writers here are really dedicated to getting this published and keep on writing? Let me know in the chat, y'all. Give me a heart, thumbs up, a big hug, whatever. Now, I couldn't resist. Miss Ashley, you are getting the Bumblebee, of course. So I am putting Ashley on the Bumblebee. I couldn't resist that. And I will put everyone inside this envelope. So Miss Ashley gets the Bumblebee. And then Shanika sells jewelry art. And she has a big fair coming up. And so I wanted to put her on the case, because she has to carry all that stuff to her show. So I wanted to put Shanika on the case. How awesome is that? Oh, that's so nice. All love sent to Anna. We are going to keep going. Yes. And hugs to Anna from Dee. Thank you, Dee. Yes, I've got such a good feeling about. Now, this one, when I came across this yarn, I thought of Mimi, because she loves to crochet, and I have a hat and a pair of booties. Her and I got to get together on that. I told her I would help her with the billing and the shipping, so I got to get with her to get my booties. So I have to put her name on yarn. And then let me think. I had these all planned out. Give me time here. I'll think of them. All right. This little guy right here with the one on top, that reminded me of Anna. So I am going to put Anna on this one. And all these will go inside the envelope. How awesome is that? And this, for some reason, reminded me of Dee. So I am going, it's just beautiful soul, beautiful flowers for a beautiful soul. That's why it reminded me of Dee. So I'm definitely putting Dee on that one. And then this little pink guy, this llama. Don't ask me why, but I see Paula when I look at the llama. So I am going to put Paula on this one. And these will be a permanent part of my beautiful journal. Now, we're only doing the names right now. Wait till we get into the journal. And I hope all of you will do your picture journals right along with your story. What a memory to have once it gets published. That is going to be a part of your memory to hang on to. I have a lot to take with me. All right. Yeah, you do. You really do. That's why I gave you the case, because you got to put in all your stuff and let's see, what else was there? Your jewelry art, and then you have your office stuff and your signage. I mean, there's so much to carry. I always think of peace when I think of llamas. Oh, nice. Nice. All right, let's see. There was 8 of us. Okay, Valerie. And I think it was this one. No, it was this one. I know why, too. Valerie always seems happy, and this little guy had rosy cheeks, and it just reminded me of her. She always sends cards to people for the holidays. Just always so giving. So I am going to put Valerie on this one. Oh, it just reminds me of her. That is so cute. And then when I got to the rest, I had gone through, and I'm like, oh, come on. I always like to try to match the sticker with the people. Thank you, Ashley. And so, and the llama, of course, was Miss Paula. Mimi is the yarn. Dee is the beautiful flowers for a beautiful soul. Shanika is for her art, the case, and little Miss Anna here with this little critter on top of her head just reminded me of her. And Valerie, always so happy. And Ashley got the bumblebee, of course. And I bet you they're dry, so I can start with Ashley. And I am going to tuck each and every one of you, because we did start out with eight writers. So I want to, and then I'm going to put start in parentheses. And then, let's see, who did I do next? Shanika, hers is dry. And then I went on to Mimi. And Miss D. And I can take these out whenever I wish, and your names will be there. What an awesome part of my journal this is going to make. All right. So, you guys get to tell me which one looks like me. Which one? This is like I chose this because it looks like a little fairy garden jar, you know, it has the lid on it. It does have blue in it, which I like because it'll show up the writing. And then this little guy here is looking in the mirror. Do you guys remember me telling you to always look in the mirror to help you practice your first voice? And then, of course, this little guy with spray paint cans. So, you get to vote. A, spray paint, B, mirror, or C, fairy garden. A, B, or C. Put your votes in so you can tell me which one I should put my name on. A, spray paint, B, mirror, C, fairy garden. All right. All right, we have 2 C's so far, 1 B, Hello, hello, Carmen. How are you? Welcome in. Thank you for coming in. We are working on our writer's journal today. Hi, Valerie. Good to see you, honey. All right, it looks like C it is. Okay. So I am going to put TZ on here because that is all 8 of us in my envelope. How awesome is that, you guys? Now I get to work on the page. Now on this page, I want to put what I originally, because it was part of the process. Whenever you want a title, you have to do a background check. And you have to make sure the title is yours to keep. And no one else can use our title now because it's our title. And so when I did the check, the title was already taken. And so I do want to make this part of my journal for the book because it is part of the process. And I want to use this background. How pretty is this background? This is so pretty. All right. And I'm probably going to need it. No, it's just a little too long, so I'm going to cut at the gold. That's where I'm going to cut it. I don't want it. And the reason I thought about using the stripes with this is because stripes reminded me of everything I had to do to get the title. So that's why I'm putting, it's like going through layers until you get to the right layer. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, beautiful. So I am putting this on the second page, just so that it shows one of the layers that we had to go through to get our title. And then I made this really fancy, so it'll fit in right on top like that, and we have the fanciness around it. How awesome is that? And you guys can take ideas from me if you so wish for your journals. A lot of you are requesting the pictures, so I want to see your journals. Don't be afraid to share what you are doing with your picture journal. Look at that, guys. How awesome. So now we have our process. Here is our real title to our book. Here is what the process was to get there. So on this page is where I'm going to put my envelope so I can have all of you guys. Glue my envelope to this page. Should I show Miss Valerie what I put her name on? Because, yeah, let me show her. She wasn't here. I want to show her and I put Ashley as a bumblebee because of her channel name. Shanika as a bag because she does jewelry art. And Mimi loves to crochet, so I put her name on some yarn. Dee is a beautiful soul, so I gave her some beautiful strawberry flowers. Paula is the llama, the pink llama. Look how bright and cheery that is. I just love that llama. And here you are, Valerie, because you are always so happy and giving to everyone. You're always sending beautiful cards. And I did share your card the other day, Valerie, in my live. So I hope you've seen it, but I put you on this cute little critter who has rosy cheeks and beautiful, beautiful giver. And little Miss Anna on here. And of course, this is for a fairy garden jar. And there is where I am. So all of us are in here. And I want my little flower. So I can put my little flower right here. And I'm putting it so it doesn't seal it shut, because I want to be able to open it. So I'm just going to put it on the edge just to make it pop. Okay, Carmen, thank you, hon. Come back again. You're welcome, Valerie. You're welcome. It just reminded me of you. You're always so happy sending cards, holiday cards to everybody. That is so sweet of you. All right, now here we are. Let's get into chapter 1. Now, I only brought a couple of chapters with me because I didn't know how far we'd get today. I want to be able to go as far as we can, and I brought some pencils just in case, and my markers. So let's see. This is a copy. This is not the jacket. If you guys remember, I told you this is just what our jacket to the book can look like. So if it was in book form, this would be your front of your book, and then this would be the back. So I went ahead and made it small enough to fit in our journal. And if you guys remember, when we first started this, I had did our chapter 1 about what the book was about on the cards. How many of you remember the cards that back when? That's good, Valerie. I'm happy, honey. So I do want to make these part of the journal because this is how we started. Then I had my program start giving us pictures that actually match the chapter we were on. So on these ones, I'm going to put backgrounds. So I might as well use the stripes for this, because I don't want to use the other papers. These are not what is going to be illustrated in our book. So I want to put this, and these are just reminders of everything I have showed you guys that has to do with our book. So I definitely want to keep them. And when we get to where we need to get our jacket actually done, we will work together on that and design our jacket. All right, so I'm just going to use the stripes here. And I am going to cut some of the cards down so that I can fit 2 on a page, because these are not part of the chapters. These are just what we started with. So I want to cut these down. Look at me going all crooked. Well, let me tell y'all. Today when I got up, I gave my Princess Kitty her first dose of medicine that she has to have every day. I have to give it to her twice a day now until for a couple of days, and then she has to go to once a day, every day for the rest of her life. So, and I'll tell you what, she is doing so much better today, y'all. So much better. She's breathing better. She likes to hide behind a door frame. Oh, thank you. She always hides behind a door frame, and when I come by, she jumps out at me. And she did that this morning, and it made my heart so happy. I'm like, oh yes, you feel better, don't you, Mama? 'Cause you're attacking me again. She just loves to play attack. And she'll wait until she hears me coming by, and then she jumps out at me. Okay, so I want to put January 8th. I want to use my marker because January 8th is when we actually started writing. So I want... That's the date we actually started writing. So I definitely want that date. And these were the pictures. How many of you remember the day I did these pictures when we read the story? Do you remember that? That's my ex-husband's birthday. Oh, rest in peace. Yes. Yes, if he passed on, may he rest in peace. All right, so now let's see. This one depicted the two chairs. So let's do this. And give it some personality. And I'll put this right in the middle, and then I'll put the chairs here. And we have, of course, the wicked snow. That's right, this wicked snow. Let's see. This is the snowstorm, and this is the footprints. So let's see if we can't get them all on the same page so we can start into our chapter. Let's give this some personality. Oh, these look like waves of snow. That's what it looks like, big old waves. Oh, yeah, look at that. So I can put this one under like this. And that one like that. And then we can put this one. Let's see what this is. Ooh, I like this one too. This looks nice. Valerie said, hi, Ashley. I'm going to do a journal of the Reborn. Oh, nice. That's a good idea. Yeah, Valerie. I hope you've been taking pictures of all the ones you're doing. Especially if you want to do a journal. Because I know you gave some to Gigi Ma, didn't you? I hope you took pictures of them before you did that. Or you'll have to be asking her to send you some pictures. But that is a very good, you could put the date you made them. You could put like the date you gave them away, what you dressed them like. That is so fun. That would be fun. All right, she has. Good job. There we go. We still see the chairs, and I have the snow here. And then we could find some words to put there. That would be fun. So let's go ahead and get the one snow one down first. And I love these little design scissors because not everything has to look boring, you know. So I'll put the snow in first. And I love the way when you use those scissors, see how the design just bucks right up against the back here? That looks awesome. And then we have to put the chairs on, so let's get those on. And the chairs represented what? Can anybody tell me? What the chairs represented? I gave one to Gigi Ma that I made. The other ones I got in thrift store. Oh, yeah, but did you get a picture of the one that you gave her? That's what I meant, honey. Did you get pictures of that one? Before you send it out, that's what I was asking. Especially if you're going to do a journal on all the ones you've made. You definitely want to have that one in there. Oh, that looks awesome, you guys. That is a nice page. I like now how it flows. Okay, we have our actual title and our Wednesday meet time. And this is the process of having to change a different title. And we started out with 8 writers, and this is a copy of what our jacket could look like. And then here was the first pictures that went with chapter 1. How awesome. It all is just flowing so nicely. Now let's see if we can find, let's see. There are so, oh, no, we don't want sunshine because it's winter time. But I want to try to find happy. That's a good one because we're all happy to be writing together. And it takes time. So here, time. We'll put time up there. We're happy to do it. And let's see. Here's a little one. Oh, good. You take, awesome, Dee says. And you take, okay, good. That, yes. So, let's see. We have trip, funny, no, wish. Oh, and it's something special we're all doing together. Yes. Oh, now see, these are what you call memory reminders. And it takes our imagination. Here's another good one. So let's go ahead. And we are going to put time on the top because we have to take time to write. And that's what I told Anna. If she doesn't have the time and there is something going on with her family, that's up to her to let everyone know, then it's okay to bow out. It's you put something has to go on pause to be able to do something else. And so that's why I didn't want anyone to feel bad if they had to pull out. And it's something special we're doing together. And of course, we have to use our imaginations. So I am putting that one next to time. We have to use our imaginations. And now we get into our first chapter. How many of you remember the first chapter? And I have it right here. And I decided what is going to look awesome. And you guys can do this too. If you want to take the chapter to put in your journal, you can do that. Let's see, what do I have here? Ooh, I like this one. So I want to kind of mark it so I know. I want to put my words. So I want to mark it here, which then we'll put that there. And mark it here. And I also, let's see, that goes there. And I can mark it here. Okay. And I thought, how cool would it be to have the words behind the pictures? So the first one will be different than the second one, third one, fourth one. So each one is going to have their own and I love how tiny this is. So part of the words to the chapter are going to be in the journal. How awesome is that? And once the book gets published, you know, our kids can look back on it, our family. If anything ever happened to us, they could definitely look back on the picture journal and remember for us. How awesome is that? What an awesome to have part of the words as the background of the journal. I also have another 2 big crocheting project. Ooh, in the works, girl. One is going to be a bunny bonnet. Oh, is that the... Oh, you're going to do that after your live. Okay. Did you tell me what you were going to do on your live, or don't you want to share that? Is that a surprise for everybody, what you're going to do on your live, crochet-wise? I don't want to say it out loud just in case. You can tell them if you want, or you can just say it's a surprise. Too bad for y'all. A fox bonnet. How cool is that, everyone? I can't wait to see her doing that. So in chapter 1, the snow had come out of nowhere. If you remember, the winter came on fast and strong. Fast and strong. And so it kind of took them by surprise. So it shows in the first scene their mailbox on the farm, the trees. You can barely see the trees. They are barely visible. And the snow just came down hard and fast and deep. And this second depicted the wife bringing coffee. You have to have something warm to drink when you're out working in that bitter, bitter cold. You can see how thick her gloves are and everything. And if you can, how many of you can imagine you're living, put yourself on a farm, you're living on a farm, and can you just imagine the cold, the winter cold? There, like that. That is so awesome. Are we working on the... No, Ashley. Today is your break day. You had 2 weeks to do... there is no homework today because you got your homework last Wednesday. Today is just a chit-chat day, doing our picture journals. For those of you who asked for the pictures, you can work on your journal right now while I'm working on mine. We can chit-chat about anything. Today is a relax your mind day. You have until the 16th to get last week's homework done. So that way you don't have to worry about having it done in a week. Take your time. Go back over the chapter if you need to. And just take your time with it. Today is just a journal day. Let's talk and have fun day. Really, we should be talking about the book, though, if we want. You know, any questions that you might have about the book, make sure you get your questions in. That's what today is all about. All right, and this was chapter 1. Chapter 1. I want to use blue. This looks like a sweet color. So I just want to put like a bluish background here just to give it some color. You can do anything you want to do with your journal. Give it background color, you know, however you want to do it. I like to do this kind of thing, background colors, and I love that watercolor blue. It's so pretty. And this way I can mark the chapters as I go. This is chapter 1, and then I can switch the page. And we have the lantern, the tools, the fence, the book, and that was chapter 1. This is all chapter 1. So I have to, and they gave me the same picture twice, so I kept it out of there and saved it for our chapter 1. There's no sense in having it twice in the journal. We already have it. So I'm going to cut this out. And I need the rest of my words. I want to put those in there. I'll put these, let me cut this off. Okay, I want to put this up here like this. And then I can put this over this way, put this right here. And just having the words in the background is just as special as, I mean, we don't have to see them all, just as long as we can have them back there. You don't need to see all the words. But I know that is the actual chapter 1 behind the pictures. That's really cool. Making a mess. Okay, there's that one. And then we had, if you remember, the fence and the cold tools and the open door, showing the winter out there with the lantern and all the coats on the door. I got my Easter part of the journal done. Oh, nice. Okay. That'd be awesome, Valerie. Do that. I would like to see it. I love when you guys send me your journal pages. Number one, I love to see you journal. And number two, I love sharing it with everybody, especially those who like to journal. It is so fun to journal. And I love watching others journal, you guys. I will watch. Like, I get some really neat ideas. Now, I don't want to cut some of the ideas I got from people. I don't want to cut these pictures like that because I don't want to lose too much of our picture stories, our story pictures. So I'm trying to stay on the edge of them so I don't cut too much of our story pictures away. So I can't do that with this journal. But with my other fun picture journals, I can. Diamond shape, club shapes. Like I watched this one lady, she does junk journaling. Oh, I love it. Some of the stuff she puts in her journal is so awesome. I just love watching her journal. And another person I like watching too is Shanika. She has an awesome journal too. She puts all different things in. Now hers isn't a junk journal. Hers is actual journal, you know, to be doing. I have yet to start a junk journal, y'all. As much as I love watching them, I don't even have a junk journal started. I have all kinds of journals, but not a junk journal. That's where you can put all kinds of stuff in them. I think it would be fun. I like watching it. I just don't know why I haven't done it. That's the thing. What is wrong with me? Why have I not done it? Maybe because I'm too busy with everything else, you think? That's what I tell myself. All right, so I'm going to put this one right here on the edge. Can you guys see that? I want you to be able to see both sides. I'm trying to make it to where you guys can see it. And then I'll put this one over here. And I do have some fun stickers I could put in. Oh, wrong way. I put it. No, I had it the right way. This way. Yeah, there we go. From the snow, and remind them that even the without hope. How awesome is that? When the cold presses on the white fields as if the silence unseen could step forward. Oh, awesome. I love that. My kid's paternal aunt makes junk journals. She made me so many bumblebees. Oh, that would be awesome to have a bumblebee journal. And Mimi has a friend that junk journals. I think it would be fun, don't you guys? Just putting all kinds of stuff in it and doing your own thing, and how fun. Now, I found this here, this sticker, and it says, thank you so much. And that's what I want to say to my writers. Thank you so much, and to myself, for all our hard work. I'm going to put that right here at the corner of this page, because all of us are working hard at our writing this story, and we're working together, and I want to thank you for that. So I definitely want that in there. So let's see how we can do. We have the tools. that he works with for chopping wood and outside work. And then we have the snow on the fence, so that could I probably could cut this down without losing, because what the picture is of the fence, the snow on the fence and the blowing snow, that's what that is a picture of. So we can cut that one down and not lose the picture. Now this one, I don't think we can, well, we could cut maybe just the edge off. We want to keep the candle, because that's part of needing light to read with the winter. You know how winter weather is. It's so cold and blah. All right, and we can trim some of this off without losing the meaning of the picture. There we go. Now we won't lose the meaning of the picture. So we have this one here, and we can still see the thank you very much right here, and the tools. So I wanted to try to get them all on chapter 1, but I'm going to have to make a second page, because we definitely want to see the pictures. That's what the journal is for. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this one down right here and let some of those words show. Isn't that beautiful, you guys? Just gorgeous. What a memory book to have. And then I'm going to put this in the corner. Not upside down. There we go. I'm going to put this. Okay, look up. How far you want me to look up, Mimi? I do a little bit of video journal. Oh! That's awesome, Mimi. You have, like, you take your baby videos and make like video journals out of them? That is awesome. Wow, girl. I want to see a couple of those. Yeah. I'm going to use, still have some green. So, but I don't want stripes, because that's what we use for the other ones. So I'm going to use something different, because we had stripes. Let's use some circles, you guys. Isn't that pretty? And put this on the back of that for the other two, chapter 1. Yeah. That would look awesome. Shanika, ask a question. Okay, question. All right. Shanika, are we going to maybe incorporate like some sort of animal or something else as a surprise in the story? Okay, we started out, let me think about that. I kind of want to angle these two. I'm going to go ahead and do like a page angle. Let me think about that, Shanika. That is a good question. Now, we know that there are animals in the woods. You know, they have a farm out by the woods, of course. And so there are those animals. We haven't talked about any of them in the story at all yet. Let me think about the balance of that. We are on, let's see, what chapter? We are doing chapter 10. We will be reading chapter 10, I believe, next week. And we have not introduced any animals at that point. So they have been, bye honey. Be safe while you're out there.
Thank you.
So they haven't spoken to each other for the first several chapters. We've been building up to the unseen, ominous thing that's out there. I think if we were going to introduce an dog that the couple had, we should have put it in another chapter. But if we use our imagination and our creativity, we could have, you know how the winter, you know, a dog gets lost or an animal gets lost and they can't find, hi Anna, they can't find their way home. We could have some kind of animal stumble into their yard. That would have to be put to vote. We ought to try it and see. Give me your idea on how an animal, Shanika, give me an idea on how an animal would wander onto their property. And we can take a vote on it. I'll type it up and we'll take a vote on it. We could introduce an animal that way, and that way it wouldn't miss a beat in the story script. We wouldn't miss a beat. It'd be right there. Right, for food and warmth. It needs warmth, it needs shelter, and so we could have it wander onto their property like, do regular dogs howl, don't they? Like pets, you know, dogs who are pets. Do they howl? I think they do howl. So we could have a dog howl in the middle of the night. How spooky would that be? You know, oh. And, you know, the guy or the girl hears the dog. And thank you, Anna. And they hear the dog and they go out to rescue it and feed it and give it warmth. So, yeah. I am not against that idea if y'all want to add an animal to the story. But remember, for each thing we add, that's more you need to write. So if you're willing to put the work in, I'm willing to make it happen, y'all. We can do that. Because then the voice of the dog will become part of the story. See? So, yeah. How about a rabbit? Oh, we don't want to get too many animals in here, y'all. Look at this beautiful leaf. When I cut this background out, I had this beautiful leaf in mind because this is the last of chapter 1. These are all the photos for chapter 1. And I am going to put it right there. How awesome is that, you guys? And then I want to make sure, I want to make like a banner here to, I want to have like a mini banner to put across there. That would look awesome. Like that, you know, and just have like a mini banner that says, end of chapter 1. So now we know all the pictures and illustrations for chapter 1 end on this page. That is awesome. And then I can just put it across here. And that is the end of chapter 1. How awesome is that? So, we have what the name of our book. All the writers are here to begin with, and what we had to go through to get our title, our jacket to our book, and then we have the pictures initially. We started January 8th. We have those initial pictures, and then we go into chapter 1. And each picture you have goes into the chapter we are reading, and it looks awesome. There might be a new baby coming to my... Oh, nice! You have a new baby coming. Queen Howler. Thank you, Dee. Now I'm the Queen Howler. Oh! And Mimi has a baby coming. Oh, my goodness. Paula had, she won Dee's giveaway. I was so jello. I wanted to win. And I told her, I said, I'm so jello. You got the baby. There always is a winner, and there has to be those who don't win. So, thanks, Dee. Those who don't win, you just gotta take it with a grain of salt, y'all. A grain of salt, because there are times when you are the winner. Yeah, so look at this beautiful orange that I picked out for chapter 2. Isn't that awesome? I love the way it has like this looks like speckled snow. It's dark, but it's okay. It still looks like, yeah, Paula went to look for it yesterday, I believe it was. She thought it would be up there yesterday, and it wasn't. How sad. Secretly, I was going, hee 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 hee. No, I wasn't. I'm just kidding. But yeah, she went up there to look for it yesterday. I was so sad for her. It wasn't at the post office. Doggone post office anyway. Oh no, it's not there today either, Paula. What the heck? They take forever sometimes, the post office. They get on my nerves. They get on my nerves. I ordered some slime for the kiddos. You know, the wee ones wanted some slime. And I bought this great big bucket so they could do it together. There's 3 of them, and they could all just share and do the slime, makeup slime they wanted to make, and the company said it's on back order. I'm like, back order? So I told them, cancel the order, and I ordered from another company who guaranteed that I would get it within a day. So hopefully it'll be here tomorrow. But yeah, sometimes they just, you know, with customs and everything, that does take time, you know, because you have customs and to get through. So yeah, that makes sense. But I can't wait till she gets it so we can all share with her and enjoy with her her new baby to her nursery. And Mimi, make sure you let us know when yours gets there so we can enjoy it with you. It's more fun when you have people to enjoy it with you. That is for sure. How do these look for chapter 2, you guys? Aren't they gorgeous? That is such a pretty background for chapter 2. And I do want to write chapter 2 because that's where we are starting. We are going to do chapter 2 now. Oh, that's going to look so pretty. Do you think so? Yep. Yes, this is going to look, what an awesome background to have for chapter 2. And it reminds me too, because you know, like in chapter 2, we had, as the winter deepened, small changes began to take hold, almost unnoticed at first. The days no longer felt entirely the same. Though nothing obvious had shifted, the man lingered longer at the doorway before stepping outside. The woman paused at the window, watching how the snow fell differently each morning. There was a sense, unspoken but present, that something was waiting. Not in the distance, but close, woven into the ordinary rhythm of their days. The cold still ruled the land, yet beneath it stirred a quiet awareness that even in the most settled silence, change does not announce itself loudly. It arrives softly, like a breath in the frost, asking only to be noticed. Aaron, I have something to share with everybody anyway, because something is happening in real life. I think packages take a trip. Oh, they always take a trip around the world before they get to us. Isn't that the way it goes? What you got to share, Paula? Do tell, do tell, do tell. All right, chapter 2. Now, I want to do something different for chapter 2. I am going to use the chapter 2 paper here. And I'm going to put it on this page because this is the page that we are starting our chapter 2 journal. And I'm going to put it right here at the top. Chapter 2. Wasn't that cool here in chapter 2 again, y'all? Going to be a grandma. Oh, yeah, that was yours to share. I didn't want to share it. I wanted you to share it. Yeah, Paula's gonna be a grandma. Awesome sauce. Shanika said, yay, congratulations, Paula. Yes. But wasn't it fun here in the chapter after all this time? You look back on it, you know, and just reading some of it made I got the chills reading that. So I do want to keep, I'm going to cut some of the sentences out and be able to keep them as part of, so I'm going to make them as small as I can. And I want to put it across the top. So I have to glue one section first so it will fold right with the book. I just love that. So I want to take this and I'm going to go ahead and I want to make it like, yeah. So I'm going to put a line there so I know not to put any glue over that. And then I'll put just a little bit of glue here. All right. And then I can go ahead and put it down. And then I want to take it across, and it will fold right with the book as it closes. How awesome is that? And then I can have some of the words where you can actually read them in the journal. And I love how, as the winter deepened, small changes began to take hold. That I love. I love that part. And I gotta make sure to keep this down till it sticks. There we go. Now it will close with the journal when I close it. And that'll be awesome. All right, we got that part done, y'all. How awesome, how awesome. Now let's get our chapter 3 pictures. Or chapter 2, I mean. Did I say 3? I meant 2. Don't listen to me. What do I know? What the heck do I know? All right. We had the candle in the window. We had the boot prints. Remember those? And the open door. Remember, he hesitated in the door just a moment longer. My cousin is also going to be a father for the first time. Wow, nice. Is that my tiny fairy? Where? What you talking about, Dee? And we have the snow coming in, the unexpected change down here at the end, stir to quiet. Even in the most settled silence, change does not announce itself. It arrives softly like a breath of frost. Look at all the frost and snow on those trees. And, of course, his boots covered in snow. And then the path that is nearly covered from all the blowing wind. Congratulations, Paula. The best thing about being a grandma is that grandmas get to spoil their grandkids. Isn't that the truth? I love spoiling my kiddos. And then I say, go home to mama. Go home to mama. All right, so I can cut some of this down because we see the whole window, so I can cut some of this down to fit in the journal. And that way we still see the candle in the window. We still see, and I want to put that here. Now, I can't put as many pictures, no doubt, on this pages, but that's okay. Let's see, and then we had the footprints. So this shows the snow, so I can cut this down because it's the footprints that we need to see for the chapter. And just a little bit off this side. Yeah, see, and that will fit together right there. And you can still see the words and the 2 pictures, what they're about. So then on the other side, we need to see the door for sure because he hesitates in the door just a little longer than usual. So we can just maybe cut this part off because we want to see part of the door frame for sure. So we'll just cut this right here and some of this right here because we can still see the door. All right. And this, oh, I could cut some of that off. That'll be all right as long as we see the mat. There we go. Cut some of that off. And this will fit right here. Good. And then we have the boots to show. Hey, I know what we can do. We can put the boots over here with the footprints and the candle in the window over here. Because the pictures in my journal, even though they're chapter 2, they're not in the order they will be in the book. So, yeah, they're just my order. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put the boots with the path of footprints. That's what I'm going to do. That'd look awesome. Make sure I get those. There we go. I'm going to put these two together and these two. And then I'll put the snow together on another page. That would look awesome. Don't you guys think? My daughter Kim was at the doctor's today, starting IV... whatever. Oh, to have a baby day? Is that what you're talking about? The infertilization process, I think that's what they call it. Oh, nice, you guys. That is turning out awesome. Beautiful mess. Beautiful mess. And then I'm going to put the shoes with the footprints, because those two look good together. I am really going to love looking at this journal when I get it done. How awesome would this be to go back, like even 4 months from now, when we're still writing the book, we go back on it, it's going to even appear brand new to us. Just going back to look upon what we are doing. Yes, I hope she gets good results too. So, in the chat, everyone who is reborn pregnant, tell me in the chat so I have a good idea who is all reborn pregnant. Who is getting a new baby doll? Let me know. Let me know. If you have a new baby doll coming, put it in the chat so I can write it down in my memos. I want to be able to write it down. Mimi is. Anybody else who is getting a reborn? Aw, Anna would like to be, but no. Aw. Your time will come, Anna, just like you said in your interview. You know, hang in there, girl. Your time will come. All right, y'all, we have one more for chapter 2. So I am going to use the rest of my orange. And I want to, you know, I got some orange and I have some of this. I like the shape that I did this in. I really do. So let me cut this off here and do that. And then let's see. Okay, I just got to cut a little bit of the top, but that's okay. Make it flat across. And this is the end of our Chapter 2. Oh, that fits perfectly right there. That's where I'm going to put it. This is going to look awesome with the orange together, you guys. And then I have to put a word in here because it is the end of chapter 2. The photos for chapter 2. What a wonderful journal book this is making for our book. Look at that, you guys. It's going to be beautiful. So we do have to look for some words. And then I have this that looks like footprint snow. You know, I love the design there. So I can take this and I don't want to corner it because I want to show all of that. So I could go up around just like it is doing. You know what I'm saying? Take it up. Like that. Have it go up and around just like it is in the picture. That looks awesome. And it's nice to blend the two. I'm blending the two designs that we made for the one chapter page and the other. So that's cool that we're going to blend the last page of chapter 2 with chapter 1. See? That's awesome. That's going to look good. Now, I want to make my banner for, this is the end of chapter 2. So let's, where's that other? I want to see what's on this one. No, that looks too jaggedy. What's this one? This one is like buildings. Yeah, let's see how that looks. See. It looks like mini city buildings, you know, like a mini city is what that looks like, don't it? That is pretty cool. I like it. And chapter 2. In chapter 2. So now we know that chapter 2 ends on this page. And that way, whoever is looking at the journal in the future will know that this page ends chapter 2 and chapter 3 starts on the next page. So, I know Mimi's got a chapter done. Shanika's got a chapter done. Paula's got her 3 chapters. Paula turned in 3 chapters, y'all. 3. And I just want to know how you're doing. Let me know in the chat how you're doing on your chapters. Shanika also turned in a 1 paragraph. Shanika, that was fun last night at your... Oh, Shanika had a live last night. Where was I? Oh, I was sleeping. Never mind, y'all. You ain't gonna believe this, but yesterday,